guys, Jan here in the Northview model shop, and I want to share with you my homemade airbrush spray booth. A little bit of discussion I noticed in the Facebook group today, and a gentleman asking, what can I do? The weather's turning, I want to paint into the winter. This is how we resolved it for us. This may not work for everybody, as we're privileged to a little more space and easy access to a window. So I'm going to talk you through my homemade airbrush booth, and maybe it might help you guys out. So first thing you notice, it's big and it's white. This, as you guys have probably figured out by now, is a dryer. This is a stackable Kenmore washer and dryer set. What we did, this used to be over in the other room and it was the full combo, and I kind of had a thing set up with that. Problem was, I had to walk to the other end of the house. Not a big deal, but when you're mixing paint and you got gloves, you got a kid that's asleep in the bedroom that slides between this and back and forth and blah blah blah, not heated. It was time to centralize the process. So this summer we took the washer and dryer, we split in half, these are splittable, and we tossed the bottom half of it. We took this washer and dryer, or this dryer combo, and what we did was we actually lined it with NovaSeal installed backwards. NovaSeal is for roofing, and it is white on one side and the other side is usually stamped with the branding of your hardware store. Did this with white because I just wanted to show up and get some light. And then the other thing, this stuff is actually pretty good. You got some dust and stuff, it wipes off with a tack cloth, a little bit of Gills Jesus juice. Give it a quick spray, let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes, give it a wipe down. Your booth's pretty clean after that, so it's pretty good setup that way. Also, lining this with this NovaSeal pretty well seals in all the little holes and stuff for all the nuts and bolts and screws to allow for a better seal for more draft for your fan, which we'll get to in a little bit. The bottom here, what we did was just took an inch piece of plywood because I had it kicking around. I'm not even lying, guys. It was a perfect fit. It slid down in as this piece is angled, and there's some some bracing back here for the motors and the fans and stuff. This board went in, sat perfectly level. Couldn't have been a better fit. Really nice. All I do here is wrap this with newsprint. Just kind of wrap it around the corners, crimp it, drop it down in. Bob's your uncle. Good to go. It needs to be clean, like right now. Just pop that board out, pull the paper off, heave it, new paper, good clean airbrush, ready to rock. What we noticed in our first incarnation of this booth was it was neat. You could be spraying with a rattle can was more predominant, but your airbrush, when you did a lot of airbrushing, you noticed as well. If you stood back and looked, you had a plume of paint, a particle right here. And you would stop, you would watch it, and all of a sudden it would just go and suck in with this not here. So what we did, was suggested by my friend Robert LaPine when he looked at this booth, was he said add a piece of vapor barrier or something here. So what happens now is the particles get caught right about here and then are exhausted out, and the fan lies in the center. So really great. So it's not 100% efficient, it could be better. But what happens as spraying here, everything goes up and hangs up here. So as long as you're not lifting your model way up to the fan, you're not getting into the chemicals. So, and everything's being pulled out. So the fan itself is the actual dryer fan that came with it. It is, and this surprised me. I'm not very electrically knowledgeable when it comes to household appliances. I thought it was 220. I get online and it's not 220, it's 110. It's your elements that are 220 in your dryer. So, simple, found a YouTube video, buddy tells you, pull spade connectors off of both field connections, cut an extension cord, plug her in, don't worry about the ground. Thing works great. A little loud, exhaust fan converted over that would probably work just as well or even better. But it's kind of cool. It's fun. It's very American, if you will. The biggest, baddest V8 motor we could find, we put on the top of our spray booth because it's cool. It's pretty simple. 4-inch hole cut. The fan drop down top, screws through it to hold it in place, and then it's exhausted through a 4-inch dryer duct, dryer vent, through a 1/4-inch piece of plywood that is milled. Very carefully sand it with a grinder to fit the slider in the slider window, and it takes the place of the glass window. The improvement we'll need to make before winter comes is some good caulking, and caulk around the seal of the window to get so we got a good seal there, and then stuff a little bit of insulation around it just to keep the cold out and the heat in the shop. So that's really cool. I love this because it's good. It's mounted to the wall. It's really sturdy. I have it reinforced with some bracing. So what I've been doing is throwing all of my stands, cleaning products, blocks, everything that I need for airbrushing all goes up on the top. You've seen us use these before in the shop, these little holders. I think they're like hose holders or shop bracing hoses or something. I forgot what they're called. I've whole whack of them. Mounted one to the side of the booth, which is really great when you're working. You can sit your airbrush on here and it's at hand's length. As you said here, this piece here is slanted, so you can actually go ahead, and we've got our gloves on two-sided tape here, so those are at quick access. It's nice because now I'm set up. I can actually come in here. I can sit. I can get my spray or my garbage can here for all my rags and dumping in some cleaners, stuff like that, just garbage that gets thrown out. I've got a little wheelie table that comes over close, so I can put all my stuff on it. So I'm not like having to go around and find things and walk through spider webs to put my car bodies down and move. I can spray and set them right here on the table, set them down on the other table. I can have a beverage, water, or pop, and somebody keeps Facebook messaging me like it's going out of style. It's a really better setup for me. I know this may not work in most people's applications. Some guys are working in small rooms. Sometimes you don't have access to a window, or have a window you could put a vent through. But this is my setup. It works really well. I'm really proud of what I was able to put together. And it was fun doing this current incarnation of the build as well, because I involved my young fella, and the young fella was really passionate about models and passionate about learning to work with hand tools and woods and electrical and all that fun stuff. We spent a Saturday. We broke the airbrush booth apart, built this one. We talked about how the motor works, and just different tools and different products, how to measure, how to find studs in the wall. That's a keyword, in the wall. And we just had a blast, right? And everybody had fun, everybody learned. And you know what, I told the boys when we were all done, we could take pride in this booth. It may look kind of hideous, it may be gaudy, but we made it ourselves out of stuff we had. So we reduced, reused, and recycled. But most importantly, we felt good about ourselves because we made something on our own and saved money. So anyway, guys, that's my spray booth. Guys, if you have your own homemade spray booth, get over to the Northview Model Shop Facebook group, post some pictures, and tell us your story of how you put together your spray booth. Because I know there's people that are looking who don't even know you could build your own and are looking to spend a lot of money on one. You know, post some pictures, have some fun, chat, and you never know, guys, you could see somebody building something similar to yours and having them save money. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Adios.